from the AOK Production House Studio number 2. It is To the Echo Radio Show. I'm Nick O'Kelly.
I'm Derek Daisy.
You are? I think I ask you that on a weekly basis.
I know, but I don't have Alzheimer's yet, so I still know who I am.
If you get Alzheimer's, you better let me know, because that's going to make for bad. Actually, no, what you know what? That's wrong.
Yeah, we won't get into that right now.
That's wrong on so many levels. Derek, I have a special guest for you tonight.
Really?
Yes, indeed. Today we have Xoch with us. She received critical acclaim from all over the world for her music. 60 major licenses of her original music to places like ABC, MTV, VH1, Lifetime, Toyota, Jeep Eagle, Warren Miller, and many, many more. I bet you'd like that, wouldn't you, Derek?
Yes. I would love that.
Well, get this. She's released 5 CDs to date, including the titles Hollywood, Popcorn du Jour, Cabaret, The One, and, of course, the one she's talking about today, the self-titled release, Xoch. Her name means Goddess of Flower and Song. Please welcome to the Echo Radio Show, Xoch. How's it going?
Woo!
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having us on your cell phone.
Yes.
I assume this is a cell phone. Hopefully it's not too many minutes.
Of course.
So, tell us all about yourself. Who is Xoch? I love this name.
Yeah.
I love the music.
Yeah.
Goddess of Flower and Song. Tell us about that. What is that?
The Goddess of Flower and Song. I really have an affliction and affinity for ancient cultures and that sort of thing. I'm very into archaeology. These studies of like ancient civilizations. I've been to many. I've traveled to many cool places in Central and South America with the ruins. I don't know if you're familiar with the ruins in the area. Most people have heard of the ones in Peru, but I've been to the ones in Tulum and Chichen Itza in Mexico, and they're just so remarkable to be a part of that long-standing history of, civilization. So I just really love, mythology and the study of all of the pantheons, like every culture, Greek has them, Celtic has them, so even the Aztecs and the Mayan have them. And that's kind of where the name comes from. Xoch is short for the, there's 2 Xoches, Xochipilli and Xochiquetzal. I'm sure maybe you've heard of it. I don't know if you're really up to date on your...
I'm really into it now.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Wow, I'm mystified. This is incredible. How did you get into? I mean, is this something just from your childhood interest, or did you study this in school? I mean, traveling to those places is incredible. How did you get into this?
Well, I just I went on a family vacation with my sister at the time, and at the time you were allowed to climb the ruins in Chichen Itza. Oh. So we actually made it our way all the way to the top of the pyramid, and just looking out there, you sort of just have a sort of surreal spiritual experience. Wow. as a human being, just being just so awe-inspired by the world around you.
Was this
it kind of just changes you and kind of makes you allowed to be connected to the divine in a way, I guess it's kind of my thing. I like to find the supernatural and the cool in the everyday.
Wow. I tell you what, that's amazing. Now, you say you climbed to the top of the ruins. Was this before the time of selfies?
That is correct, because they don't let you do it anymore, because actually the limestone is eroding over time because of, of course, because of weather and just how old they are, and limestone is just falls apart, and people can't really climb on them anymore. So it's just changed very drastically from the first time I was there and then returning there, a few years later.
I have not been to South America. I have been to the ruins at Pompeii and saw the devastation from Vesuvius.
Really?
So, yeah.
I want to go there so bad.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool as well. So I definitely understand when you say that it's really kind of a spiritual thing, because you can feel the history in the place. Some people feel history in the city when they're walking through it, but ruins, that's really history.
It is. It's just amazing, because it's, ancient places where people so many generations ago, were there. It's amazing.
I have to ask.
And there you are.
I have to ask, because I was like, a few years ago, I don't know if you've ever seen the show Ancient Aliens, which just,
of course.
It asks a lot more questions and then makes me more confused about my existence in this world, in this universe. But but that's a lot of the stuff they point to. Like, well, there's a lot of coincidences or not coincidences. That's up to you. But these line up with these stars, and on the other side of the world, in Egypt, these line up with these. Do you think any of that is plausible? What do you?
Well, I think anything is plausible, and I do definitely think that there's definitely a connection between all of them, all of the civilizations, because everybody is talking about the same thing, and it seems like that, we really have more in common than we think we do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's plausible. Anything is possible.
I know. Nick has always said when the mothership comes to the planet, he's going to throw his arms up and say, "Take me!"
Oh, man, I'll be the first one on there. Take a ride on the interstellar pathway? I think so, yes. Ever since I saw that weird Michael Jackson movie where...
Yeah, that's right.
Man, I love doing these interviews with musicians like yourself, because you just unlock all of these little pieces of your personality. We didn't even know you 5 minutes ago, and then come to find out you've traveled the world like this. So what do you do? Is music your full time? Like I said, were you a student of this at one time? What is your outside of music? What is your daily life like?
Well, I always have music every day in my life, whether it's trying to find an opportunity for my music, whether it's, trying to get an idea down for my music. So music is really never very far away from my day-to-day routine kind of a thing, because you always have to be prepared for the art to come out. So I kind of have to feel like I have to be prepared to do that, and at a moment's notice be able to just get the idea down, or be able to get that, send that person that contact, or contact that person and get in touch with them, or read about this, article, so I stay up to date on what's going on. So you have to kind of be like an avid learner. I consider myself, I call it being a smartist, being a smart artist.
Yeah. How do you, if you have a song idea,
a student of life, I guess, it's a student of life.
Well, if with like songwriting, and when you get an idea, what's your preferred method? Do you like to get it on pen and paper? Do you do like voice memos on your phone?
Both. I think it really just depends. I do both. I kind of just whatever I can do at the moment. Sometimes I have to write the words down because I just get like a thought idea down. I want to just write something down. It's not really a melody. It's just like, oh, that's such a cool thought. I just better get that down.
Yeah.
But like if it's a melody, then sometimes you have to sing it to the phone or find it on an instrument and kind of get the idea, flesh it out.
Oh yeah, there was many times at my job where I used to work at a very reputable company up in New York City, and when I'd be out front, ideas would come to me at 3-4 in the morning because I worked an overnight shift, and I'd pull the phone out and be like, sing very quietly so my bosses didn't know what I was doing into my phone.
They all thought he was crazy.
Yeah, well, because ultimately it's like, you don't know. I have terrible short-term memory, man. It's like if I don't get it down right now, I'll forget it.
Yeah,
and I have to do it.
And then he would text me those at 3 in the morning.
Yeah. Right.
Like, what is this?
What is this? What was I thinking?
Yeah, it's garbage, most of it. But I mean, when you look back at it, I think that's one of the best parts of something like voice memos, especially, is being able to look back at your ideas 4 or 5 years ago and be like, oh man, that was awesome. I got to do something with that.
Or you look back at it and you say, God, why didn't I do anything like that? I'm so lazy.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like it was like finding the hidden gem.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe
exactly.
after all that time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Some maturity or what have you. It makes sense now. Where a year ago, 2 years ago, because I think
it wasn't fitting the format.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The hidden gem in the ruins of your soul.
Ooh. Ooh, that's
There
nice.
You'll write that
I like that.
Wow, are you an ancient alien? You're an ancient alien theorist. You sound like a pro now.
I've had my my suspicions of this guy since I met him in college.
Oh, so Xoch, inside of music, tell us about your music. How did you get into this career? What do you do? I know, of course, you're a singer-songwriter, but just tell us about the life of Xoch in music.
Well, I've always kind of been drawn to music. I was into it as a kid, and I studied it throughout school and college. It's just a very natural progression for me. I started out with like dance and theater as a kid, and some instrument, like classical instruments, like orchestra instruments. And then it ventured into like voice and going into playing the auto harp and the mandolin and the piano, and kind of all like just always learning something new and teaching myself something different with music. And I just really enjoy the process of creating music and being creative, and songwriting is awesome. It's very therapeutic. It's very nice to be able to tell people a story and have people find their meaning in their own like personal relationship to it, and how it makes them feel and it touches them. And that's really something that I'm so grateful that I get a chance to do every day, even if it's not something I see directly every single day. I'm appreciative of the fact that goes on every day, whether I know it or not. And I love that it's out there. I put it out there and it's out there, kind of a thing.
Yeah, I watched a lot of your live videos. So you usually stick with the same band when you play them out?
I actually do change members from time to time. I do pretty much have a primary, guitarist, co-writer, producer, Ben Thripper. He's pretty much been with me, from the beginning. And he's pretty much the main one who stays, in the realm of the musicians. But we do bring people in and out from the project from time to time, depending on where we are and what we're working on for that particular release, kind of a thing. Sometimes that happens with a release. You just come out with a release with a group of people, and those are the people that you play the tour and the album with, And then there's other times where it's more of a studio-based, recording. So maybe you have more studio players, so you have to kind of find band members to play that, and present that live.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends on the project and the song.
Yeah.
And what we're going and the release. I think every time we do a release, it's we try to do something different each time.
Very cool.
Now, you've got 5 CDs out. How long have you been doing, you keep calling it the project. How long have you been doing this project?
Well, I was in a project prior to this project, the Fuzzies. When did we start the Fuzzies? It was a very long time ago. I was about 20 years ago. We started the Fuzzies. Wow. So I was really, really, really young. I was like a very young kid playing, barely old enough to even get in the bars, like not even of age to get in bars, and was allowed to come and play, just because the people in my town, respected my talent and were like, no, she's got to play, and do her thing,
Now, I just got to
ask. Cool. It was I very appreciate that.
I just have to ask this. I mean, you threw it out there. I'm going to pick it up. The Fuzzies. This sounds amazing. What was with the Fuzzies? Was it the same type of music or different, or what was that all about?
Actually, it was more like it was just very pop punk.
Okay. Very cool.
Pop punk, with a girl singer. So pop punk with a girl singer. And then, we had a lot of songs that we wrote as the Fuzzies, like, that were more like, ballads or deeper songs, for lack of a better word, not our usual punky, fast stuff. So we'd have all these other songs and people would, people sometimes would, get confused about, like, we're two things, we're like this, on one hand, we're like this punk in your face, poppiness, and then we have like these really cool ballads.
Yeah.
So it really was like, so we kind of like, I would say the Fuzzies is more of our earlier stuff of pop punk kind of stuff. And from that, we kind of grew into having, focusing on writing more mature songs, and also maybe not focusing so much on a band thing and focusing on a girl and her song thing, where you're allowed to kind of have whatever image because you're not a band.
Right.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Now you said you said we. So is it the same producer that you're still with, and you've just changed to another project
from the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah. We just kind of we walk through projects like people walk through closed doors. You just kind of open the door, walk through, and shut it. Like next one, next project. Okay, here we go. Let's try something else.
Yeah. How often do you think you start those projects? Like, how many do you complete a year? Like, even if they're not necessarily finished albums or put out there, but just in general.
We try and do a few songs a year. Like, it actually has been a while since we relocated, because it's been a couple of years since we put out our last album, and since that time we relocated from Las Vegas, Nevada to back to New York. And we kind of had to, we're kind of restarting over the project and rebooting the project and going with a new thing. So it's kind of helped me feel like being back here for being around our family and in our origins of where we started doing music. It's kind of inspired me to kind of start thinking about, all right, it's time to start putting out a new album, maybe a new release. And so far, in the past, we wrote one song about a year ago, and then in the last, several months, we were kind of writing more. So we have completed one more song, and then another song is almost completed. And it feels really good to just kind of go, all right, it's time now, because I'm somewhere else and something new, and I've had enough time to fill the well.
Yeah.
To get the inspiration,
Yeah. How long were you in Las Vegas?
About 8 years.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some.
So you were there. I mean, you were in Las Vegas. Not it wasn't a 6-month thing here.
Yeah. No. I had a regular residency there for a little while at 2 venues. Playing acoustic and with a full band, and I was also doing a lot of TV and movie. Oh. Out there as well. Yeah. So working
CSI.
on some cool films.
Yeah, were you?
I'm sorry?
Were you on CSI, Las Vegas?
No CSI. Actually, no. I did whenever they would do little remote location films, I would definitely work on them. So it was a lot of fun. I work on some big comedies.
Wow.
My real movie, my big break to the movies is Universal Pictures Get Into the Greek. I don't know if you guys seen it.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. So did you meet Russell Brand?
Or Jonas Hill?
I sure did.
Oh,
that's crazy.
I sure did.
That's so cool.
Look how excited we got.
I know. We know.
I know. You guys, you totally became fanboys.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
I love it.
Of course we know that movie, yeah.
But there's a lot of bands out of there, like The Killers and Imagine Dragons from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some...
Well, I mean, people migrate down out of California.
Yeah. I've never been to Las Vegas. It's one of those things where I think in my head I just imagine it being just this long strip, 2 miles of casinos and strip clubs, and that's it. Obviously it's a lot more than that, but
it's so much. There's a lot there.
That's like what Hollywood has painted the picture for in my head. I'm like, no, there's no neighborhoods.
Yeah, it's just
there.
that street with trees.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's the only trees. So, what took you there, though? I'm assuming you are originally from New York, and then you moved out there. Is that right?
Yes, I went out there for a label I was working with and putting out an album with. So I went out there to work with the label because they were in L.A., but I had good friends at the time in Las Vegas, and I, didn't really know anybody in LA, and LA is very expensive. And, with such a transition from, east to west, we kind of just said, well, why don't we go to the middle ground? We'll go to Vegas. We kind of been there. We understand that place. We have friends there, so it'll be easier to assimilate and adjust. And we can always just drive. It's not a big deal. And that's how we worked it. Wow. While we were under contract with them. So kind of brought us out there. It got us doing shows out there, got me into doing movies. It was a lot of fun and doing a lot of, promo works and, convention work and stuff, and just event work. It was really a lot of great stuff for us, for a band, to go there and just enjoy the beautiful, like the crowd comes to you kind of a thing. It's so nice. It's so awesome.
What is the commute?
That's the only way I can describe it.
What's the commute from Las Vegas to Los Angeles?
About like 4.5, 5 hours.
Oh, okay.
On a good day.
That's not bad. Yeah. Okay. All right.
On a good day, not on a bad day.
Yeah,
Don't go on
yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure. Yeah, it's like 8 days on a bad day.
Yeah, you might get there. You might get there in the next week.
So did you get tired of the heat and you came back, or did you find a new label?
No. We actually came back. I came back for family stuff. We had like an illness in the family, so I came back to kind of be around for that sort of thing and to be a support. And it's hard to support and go through that when you're not around, and you definitely don't want to go through that or leave somebody going through that alone. So you kind of come back and be around your family and do that sort of thing. And it kind of it's a growth thing, and it's a good stopping point and a good starting point to start recreating music and rebooting music and going to a new place from there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's quite a story. Just all the way around. I'm telling you, like I said, since we didn't know you, we weren't exactly sure what you were all about. But your whole story here is very eclectic. I'm loving it. So we want to play your song before we get, because I want to ask you all about your licensing and everything. But before we do that, I want to play your song. So do me a favor, set this up for us. This is off your newest release, which is just the self-titled Xoch, right?
That's right.
And it's called...
And this is called Summer Vacation.
Yeah, okay, great. So, actually, you know what? We'll ask you what it's all about when we get back. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Summer Vacation by Xoch, and you're listening to the Echo radio show. And that was Summer Vacation by acclaimed artist Xoch, and she's on the radio with us right now.
Woo!
Somewhere. Hold on. Derek, you see her?
Hi, I'm here.
Oh, there she is.
So,
I'm here.
digging this song, seriously.
Like, he really, like, I came in because we always do kind of our pre-show. We'll talk and like, all right, what are we doing today? And he's like, he put play on the song, man. He was like, he knew every word. He was like miming it, and he had he was really animated, and I was like, all right. So good job, Nick.
So
it's a little infectious ditty. Yeah, I know it gets into your skin and gets in your ears, and it won't let you go. I know.
I like that word ditty too.
Yeah.
That's like a good $2 word. Yeah,
ditty.
Yeah.
Itty bitty bitty, you know.
Wow. All right, we're gonna have to clip that out, make it a commercial.
Okay, done.
Okay, so tell us all about this song. What's this about? And after you tell us about this song, kind of roll it into the overall new album that you're doing. What's it all about? What's your experience with it?
All right. Well, I kind of feel like the song is about looking forward and being hopeful, and summer vacation is it's like a metaphor for looking forward to things that are good in your life, and everybody looks forward to that warm weather, to that first day of summer, and that feeling of being free and carefree, and it's kind of about believing in that. Like, yeah, I can believe that. I can have that too.
Yeah. How in the studio? Like, how long does it take you to usually put a song like that together, or that one in particular?
Well, that's all. I don't know. I mean, we kind of record, like, for us, it depends. Like, we kind of do, like, sometimes we'll do the drums first. We don't necessarily do the song first, or like the whole song in order. Yeah. Like, so sometimes we'll have to do the basic tracks first, and then we go back in and layer it up and stuff. So it depends on the song. Like, we had a lot of backup vocals in that, which was fun. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody got to do a yeah, which was cool.
Yeah,
love doing that.
Nick loves the yeah.
Everybody got to do yeah, and it was like so that's always fun. I was just calling people up, being like, "Hi, you want to be on the record?" And say yeah,
yeah,
say yeah.
That's my job on stage. Derek sings, I say yeah. Now,
so it's fun, It was such a good time to make that album,
Now, one thing I want to ask, because I love the bass tracks in this song and another one that called Slide that we're probably going to play a little bit of later. I'm loving those bass tracks. Is that your producer playing that? Did you bring in a bassist?
No, that was our bassist at the time in the band. They were a great couple guys. Will Snyder was our drummer, and Skokie G was our bassist at the time, and those guys played with us for 3.5 years out there and made a record with us, and it was incredible, and they were great guys to play with. So we were very lucky. We found them. We actually met them at a local comic store, and everybody in the band was like into comics at the time. So it was really kind of funny that we just all met at this random place outside of music, and there we are, just all of a sudden they're coming over and auditioning, and we auditioned them both at the same time, and everybody just gelled and fit together, and it was a good thing.
That's awesome.
So it's just magic, I guess.
Are you a comic book nerd?
I only care about stuff from like pre-1975. So I'm really into all the old, the timely stuff and the Golden Age comics.
Oh, yeah.
All the stuff before that, like.
When Batman was a sweetheart, he's like, "Don't do that, guys! Come on, Joker!"
Or the crime suspense ones, the ones that were so risque before the comic book hearing of the seduction of the innocent.
Yeah, of course.
The whole big hearing before Congress.
That's amazing.
In the 50s, that's cool. So that's what I'm all about. I like that part of comics.
I was reading comics before this show started.
But yes, my band members at the time, they were all into comics, and my guitarist is pretty into some of the key old books. He loves like Warlock and the cosmic stuff. Wow. He's more into that stuff.
Wow, it was like it was meant to be.
Yeah, I know.
That moment. You walk into a comic book and there's your band. That's all. Yeah, all right. I like that.
I know, right?
All good relationships have a good story, right?
Yeah,
so
usually.
Yeah, no, it was just one of those things that was just, maybe that was just what was meant to happen at that time, and it was incredible, you know.
Oh.
It was an incredible thing. So it was fun. It was good. We got to make the record with those guys and play many shows with them, and they played on, you know, many of those songs, and it's great. You know, it's just great and incredible to play with so many different wonderful musicians.
Now
that's such a privilege as a musician.
Oh yeah.
Now, one thing that I think is fascinating for us is the idea of the licensing success that you've had. I read that you've had over 60 major licenses. Tell us about that. How did that happen? What has that done for you? I mean, maybe some examples even if you have, but just tell us about your licensing.
Well, licensing is something that many bands, you know, like, it's a great thing for them to kind of get your name out to the public at large, and it's also a great way for you to, you know, make money as a writer and as an artist. Mm-hmm. So it was a really good opportunity. I was very fortunate to, you know, have a few opportunities brought to me at the time, which got me into it. And, you know, and from there I was able to just maintain those relationships and, you know, and expand upon them and just be able to continue to submit my music to different places. And, you know, about half the time it's a no, and, you know, the rest of the time it's a yes. And it's a really great thing for artists because it does help get your name out there. It does help you, you know, legitimize you, you know, as an artist that, you know, can sell and make money, and legitimize you as an artist and help you earn your share and get paid. You know, it's a good thing. So I really encourage a lot of artists to try and look at that avenue, you know, as well, especially if you're a writing, you know, performing songwriter. Mm-hmm. You know, it's definitely something that you'd look into and definitely do for yourself. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I've had a few. Like, I got one on like Good Morning America, and you know, and then you get a nice little check from ASCAP a few months later. Like, oh, I think it's always interesting when music gets picked up by something you don't know. Like, yes. I had to Google search myself, and somebody's like, "Hey." Yeah, I know that sounds like really conceited, but yeah, that's the only way you can find things out about yourself sometimes. So I Google searched my name once, and it was like somebody was like, "Who is this song in this Men's Health video?" And no, it's not a joke, Nick. And and it was like Paul Walker working out for Men's Health before he passed away, and he's like, "Yeah, every day I like to work out," and blah blah blah. And there's my song in the background while he's working out, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's so cool!" But
that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's so good. The money's nice too.
It's exciting. Yeah. I know. It's like it's exciting when you just like it's the first time it happens. It's like you never really like get over it. It's just like makes you feel like, yeah, you know, that just came out of me just goofing off in my living room. You know, just having an idea one night.
You're right. Yeah, I wrote it about Nick. Actually, that was weird. That was your song, Nick.
Oh, that was the song. How I roll.
Yeah,
I remember that now.
Yeah,
amazing. And then
that's not important. But yeah, I mean, but it is. It's like it gets in the weirdest, or Chopped. Like, even if it's a fraction of your song. Like I had a few on Chopped. It was like on one of their grand finales, and then you just hear my little riff of one of my songs, and then they're like, "Okay, go for it." And as their guys freaking out, "Oh my god, I burned my food!" And then you hear my song in the background. I'm like, "Oh, that's me."
Yeah, it's like. It's amazing. It's like, wow, it's like, you know, it adds so much more to the show now, doesn't it?
Yeah. That show needed me.
You're personally vested now.
Chopped wouldn't have made it if it didn't have my song. I'll tell you that right now.
That's right. It created that certain ambiance that it was what that scene needed.
That's right.
But how did you go about getting your songs licensed? You have an agent that works with you, or what?
No, I did. I had a manager at the time, but I no longer had. You know, I'm no longer under that contract. But now it's pretty much, you know, it's artists can do it themselves. Yeah. You know, hit the good old Google and you know, have yourself a good time. You can like find a lot of places out there. That's kind of really what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's like it's hit or miss. You know, it's just like, you know, trying to sell your your ideas and pitch your music, and if somebody needs it, and they'll respond to you, and they'll come back to you right away and be like, if it fits what they're looking for.
Well, and you said
50%.
Yeah, you said 50% of your people liked it, and or like say yes and 50% say no, and I'm like, well, most people would be lucky to get 10% yes, so 50-50.
I always think it's 50-50. It's like you have just as good a shot as anybody. It just depends on what they're looking for. Yeah. Wow. Well, that's you just never know what people are looking for, so that's why you kind of just have to just do you and hope it's the best.
Yeah. That's amazing, though. What was your most notable, like your biggest? Well, like when it was placed, you're like, all right, that's the moment. Yes.
I don't know. I mean, there was one when it was on All My Children in the middle of the day. That was
awesome.
That was funny.
All My Children.
I'm like on All My Children. I know. I'm like, that show is still on.
Yeah. Well, did they do the at the end, like featuring the music of Xoch? At the...
No, they don't. They don't do it anymore. No, it's just like it was one of those things where it was like, I think that sounds familiar. Wait a minute. Like, oh yeah. And that kind of thing. Or it's nice when it was like a Toyota commercial and your friends are all calling and going, I heard your song. And you're like, what were you talking about? They're like, this is Toyota commercial. And it's your song. And there it is. And you're like, I finally saw it. Oh,
buy the new Prius. Cool. Yeah, that's... Hey, car commercials are good.
Yeah.
If you can get on a national thing, man, you can make some bank with that.
Just think about how many times we've heard that song from Smash Mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least your listeners liked it better than that. Wow, I mean that's incredible. I mean, so you just released. When did this album, this new album that you've got, when did it just come out?
Well, that one, the album that we just, the track that we just played off that album came out in 2015. So
okay.
The album's been out for a couple of years. Yeah. And I kind of, was working the album and came back here, really relocated, and I'm kind of starting to work on a new album, getting the ideas here and working on a new release.
So what do you think? Is it going to be more like pop punk? Is it going to be acoustic? Is it going to be softer? What's up?
I don't know. I'm kind of trying to do something like I haven't done before, kind of a thing, and something that's kind of trying to be interesting to me. As an artist. So
atonality. Every note is different than the last note before it, and you can't play the same note until you've played all of them. It's really hard on the ears, but some people made it work.
It's really a challenge.
Yeah.
That is a challenge.
And it's not memorable at all.
Yeah,
but,
it's a challenge to do and to listen to.
That's right.
But here at To The Echo, we want you to do it.
Yeah, because we believe in artistry. No,
no, please, for God's sakes, don't do that.
I'm kind of just trying to focus on writing good songs right now, and then kind of deciding what happens after that, like when it's time to commit them to the tape, so to speak.
Ooh, tape! I like that. I like the sound of that. No, I mean a lot of people
commit them to the vinyl.
Yeah, well, because vinyl's always going to sound better. It's physical audio, not digital. Digital zeros and ones, man. Vinyl, it's pressed into something.
Have you ever had your albums pressed?
I have not had vinyl, but I think about how it would be cool to maybe do that for the next release.
Yeah, that'd be something cool special to have. Yeah, for sure.
I think it's hard to sell CDs now because I don't even have a CD player in my house anymore.
Yeah, you can't even get it on a computer anymore.
Yeah, vinyl makes sense. I honestly just buy vinyl because it's bigger and I just like the album. I don't even have a vinyl player or a turntable.
We do because it's in a piece of furniture that looks cool. But we don't really use it.
Yeah, do you see a lot of access to your music just digitally around the world through streaming sites and things like that? What are your thoughts on those?
Definitely. I definitely feel like, it's a great way to get, however you can get your music to people where they can listen to it in whatever format they want to listen to it. You try to do it. There's just so much technology and so much things that you have to constantly stay up on that it's almost insane. I don't know how people how people, have all these things. It's like, oh my gosh, but I love that, that people, can stream music and, and artists are getting paid. It's not people getting their music stolen from them anymore. It's nice.
Have you ever been reached out to by a fan who's like, hey, can I get your album for free? What's up?
He's not saying that he wants it for free.
No, not me. I'm literally asking. I'm curious if you've ever gotten that before.
Actually, no. I don't think anybody has actually ever said that. No.
Oh, good.
No.
Because I went through that. A guy.
You did?
Yeah. This person found my music and they're like, hey. Well, they didn't know it was me. They didn't know I was the artist. They just thought I posted the music online. They're like, oh, this song's good. We're going to download it for free. And I'm like, you can buy it on iTunes. This is back before streaming was like big, but Spotify was just getting started. I swear to God. I couldn't believe it. I was dumbfounded. Let's be honest, guys. Come on. In the early 2000s, all right, we were Napstering it. We were LimeWiring it. I didn't have money. Okay, I was a kid, but now I buy music or I stream music legally now, and I start. All right, so when iTunes went out in 2004, that's when I started buying music because it was easy then, and I had a job. That's where I'm at. I don't know.
Derek is here digging a hole.
I know. It's just getting deep. It's getting deep. I could barely see.
Well, listen.
He was lost in Napster.
Hey, there was good songs on there. There were songs you couldn't get for sale out there.
I know.
Well, Xoch, it has been so fantastic to meet you. I'd like for the audience to know where they can find you. What are your social media platforms? Do you do any talking directly to your audience? Promote yourself here for the next little bit.
All right. Well, okay. Well, you guys can all come to my Facebook. It's Xoch Music, XOCHMUSIC. I'm on Twitter. It's my Twitter is Xoch Rocks. My Instagram is Xoch Rocks. You can go to my website. It's Xoch.com. And although it's going to go under some renovation very shortly, to kind of do a revamp and a reboot. So go check it out now while you can.
Yeah.
And
collector's item.
And Reverb Nation too. You can get my music on the iTunes and CD Baby and all those good places too. So
awesome, and we will
search for Xoch.
We will put links to all that with the episode, and we always put a blog post up to make sure people can find you if they hear you on our website. And we'll do everything we can to point people your way.
Yeah, and the next time you do a release, you let us know and come on back on the To the Echo radio show and promote it.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us, and we hope you have a great night and all the best. And, we'll see you on the radio waves.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Well, Derek, that was amazing.
It was.
What a great story.
I know. I love that, every musician has just a different story, a different background, but a drastically different background, Silver Snails and then Catherine Berry last week. And just all of them have really telling stories, very captivating stories.
Yeah.
Different personality. I don't know. It's again, we always talk about being a comedy show and all that, but I'm like, yeah, but it's just, there's so much talent and so much awesome stuff out there that's just not being put in front of people because, I don't know.
Because the music industry sucks. I mean, it's really incredible. You have, Wind Chop was like the new age postal service.
Yeah.
And the Silver Snails, Coldplay coming out of Italy.
Yeah.
Catherine Berry from Canada. A lot of musicians come out of Canada. What's the deal with that? They just
I don't know. Avril Lavigne, Nickelback, the best musicians, Nick. The best.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if that was the best list to be on.
I do want to say, though, I don't get why people hate Nickelback. I do want to throw that out there. I don't get it. It's like, okay, yeah, he's got a gravelly voice. They have some good songs. I don't understand why all the hatred, but okay, I'm going to leave that for another day. Xoch. Xoch is the future. You go check her out on her website. She's got a lot of great other songs. She got 5 albums, man. Get started.
Yeah, 5 albums.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Get started.
And all this licensing and get him to the Greek?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go watch it now.
I know.
See if I can spot her.
But she has some great videos, too, that shows how she's playing and lots of different styles. Some cool live shows, too. She's very animated on
She's
stage.
got a couple of videos in her house as well.
Yeah.
Just doing like a one-on-one with the audience sort of thing. So that was cool, too. So you can just YouTube her.
Yeah.
It's Xoch is how you spell it. It's pronounced Xoch.
Yeah.
But that's a little misleading. It's Xoch if you want to look for it.
Yeah, it took me, when I saw it, I was like,
I thought Xoch.
Xoch, yeah.
I thought Xoch.
Xoch.
I had the Z right.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't, well.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, watch it, Nick. This PG-13, bro.
Xoch, I mean, I never would have guessed that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, it was excellent
Amazing.
to talk to her.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to do for you, the audience. We try to bring on a new musical guest every Sunday night.
Yep.
If you want to be on that interview list that we have, you can email us to the Echo Radio Show at gmail.com.
Or you could go on our website and submit the right way.
Yeah, that's
at totheecho.com. Under music, you can submit your music there, and we'll send all the stuff when we're ready for you to come on. Of course, you can always tweet at us, and we'll send you these links as well at To The Echo Radio. And we got Facebook as well, To The Echo Radio Show.
Yep.
Of course, if you're hearing the show, please subscribe, rate us, say something nice.
We need some ratings.
Yeah.
Rate us, subscribe.
Say something nice to us.
Yeah, please.
Please, if you'd be so kind. It would really help the show out.
And tweet us with the hashtag Echo Rocks. I want to try to get that. I want to try to get that viral.
I think we're going to be the only ones making it viral, Nick. But all right, I'll post it.
Yeah, Echo Rocks. Hashtag Echo Rocks.
Echo Rocks. And of course, we'll this is the first time we're going to have a 360 video up and live. So we'll get that up there so you guys can see it. Hi. It's good to see you. First time see behind the scenes of me pulling up to AOK Studio number 2.
Yeah.
I'll take it into AOK Studio 1 and see what they think.
All right, Derek, we want to take a quick commercial break.
Okay.
Kind of reset.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back, and I have some interesting things that came out of that conversation that I want to bring up before we close the show. So let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back at To The Echo Radio Show.
What's this? Oh, Red Cow energy drink. Can I have some? Yeah. Thanks. Oh, that's gonna cost $5. Dude, what? They're expensive. I have student loans, you know. Fine. Tastes like car oil. Red Cow Nuclear Energy Drink. Enough energy to power a small city.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah. It tastes like car oil.
Because you and I try to come up with a new one every week, and I did it really quickly because I got like a new foam for my microphone, and I was trying to do a really quiet commercial while my daughter was sleeping in the background, and that was one of my notes I had written down. Because anytime I come up with an interesting commercial idea, I write it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I like the slurping.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
And I didn't slurp on anything. I was.
Yeah, I know.
I tried to find a sound effect that was a little bit more convincing, but
That sounds like something.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Man.
All right, so here's what came up during that conversation that I thought was very interesting that I thought we could wrap on here.
Yeah.
Talking about not having a CD player anymore.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, I found a diagram over the week that I thought you would find very interesting. And I'm not even getting into the article. It was from Forbes, but it was talking about the short life of music downloads. And they just put this nice little chart in here of money made and the years that particular vehicle spanned.
Mm-hmm.
So, vinyl, 58 years of relevancy.
Yeah.
From 1973 to 19... Well, let's see.
Wait a minute. No, it'd have to be sooner than that.
Yeah, it was sooner than that. I'm sorry. This is just talk. Okay. I'm just going to go off what they wrote here. 58 years for vinyl.
Fine.
Tape was relevant according to the amount of money made.
Yeah.
For 7 years.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense because tapes were around and then the CD player came out right after.
It's crazy to think about that though, because vinyl for so long, and then tape, and then right to CD. CD was around for 21 years.
Yeah, it came out in 85.
Yep.
And I know that because of The Wedding Singer. And it's a CD player. What do you want to put on a record? No, Jules. It's a CD player. It plays CDs.
I just realized what's going on with this chart here. The peak time for vinyl was from 1973 to 1983.
Okay.
The peak of the tape was 83 to 88.
Right. Where the disc or the Walkman had come out and that fielded it. And then the CDs.
Yeah. CD started in 85, but its peak was between about 1991 and 2009 or so.
Which is so true. I mean, dude, I was still buying tapes in 97, 98 because tape players were the cheap thing parents could give us for Christmas.
Yeah, I've got I got a box of them in the closet over there of tapes from my childhood.
Yeah, I love it. Nick, I got to ask, did you ever do the radio show recording on tape when they gave you blank tapes? You
Of course.
Yeah, okay. Because that's pretty much what we're doing now, but
yeah. Except it's going to the computer.
Yeah.
Well, we have real people that call in.
Yeah.
Well, now them.
We do. But no, I mean, I don't have them anymore, but I remember doing that stuff all the time as a kid.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's weird.
I used to sit at the desk and pretend to be a weatherman. Whatever.
Yeah. We're not weird. We're not weird.
But downloading music, to wrap this one up, had a peak of 4 years.
Yeah.
So this article is talking about what's coming next. But here's what I thought was very interesting. You brought up, now that with that in the back of our mind here, you brought up not having CD player anymore, which is totally true.
It's gone.
I mean, there is one on this computer because it's a little, I mean, it's not old, but it's a few years old.
It's a 2011, Nick.
Yeah. So it's old. I still have a CD player in the Honda car that I drive, which is a 2003.
Yeah.
But the Honda Pilot that we bought, that's a 2017.
It's not.
It has a DVD player.
Really?
It's a DVD player which you can play CDs in, but it's not a CD player. It's for the rear DVD system.
Who buys DVDs anymore?
I know, it's funny, right?
Blu-rays are digital, man. DVDs are a waste.
Maybe it's a Blu-ray. No, I think it's DVD.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point being that it's not a designated CD.
Yeah.
It's really a DVD player.
Yeah, most modern cars have auxiliary cables or Bluetooth.
And that's what I was going to say. That's the funny thing. Now that it's come full circle, because you remember back in the day we had the FM transmitter that was a tape.
Yeah.
And it would go in the tape player.
Yeah.
I just recently bought, and it's a fantastic little piece of equipment. It was $20 off of Amazon.
Nice.
It's an FM transmitter for Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So I have my phone exclusively in my car.
Yep.
I play things off my phone to an FM transmitter via Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So it's like this weird circle that we've gone in with vehicles for music.
You're using like 3 decades of technology right there.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was thinking about that. I was like, it's amazing. If there was not a radio, I couldn't listen to this. I have a CD player, but I don't use it.
Yeah.
It's Bluetooth from my phone, so I'm streaming.
You wouldn't want to use a CD anyways. You only put 17 songs on it. And, dude, the way we consume music now, it'd be impossible to tie me down with 17 songs of the same songs and no choice without switching out the CDs.
And it's even a 5 CD changer, and I still, I think to myself, okay, I could put some like mixtape CDs in there, call it a mixtape, mix CD, whatever.
Yeah.
But if I was to put 5 different albums in there, I don't know 5 albums that I would want to listen to over and over. I'd be constantly changing it, you know? And that's the funny thing now is that it's gone to this situation. That's what this article is talking about. The funny thing is, with the CD was so popular because people wanted to still own it. They wanted to hold it, you know, and they would steal the streaming, but people didn't care for it at first that much because they still wanted to have it.
Yeah.
Now we're moving into this decade with the cloud where you don't own anything.
Yep.
I mean, you buy basically a limitless license to it, but you don't own it. It's a library on the cloud somewhere, and you have access to it.
Yep.
So Spotify, I don't know I guess Napster is still around, Pandora, these type of services.
Rhapsody.
You know, they basically give you access to their, and Apple Music, to their library.
Yeah.
I mean, what does that show for the future? Do you want to live in a world where you don't actually own anything physical?
5 years ago, that's why I didn't buy digital. I was like, no, because what happens if, Apple goes down? Do I lose access to all the movies that I just paid all this money for? But then it's like the convenience. Like, I've owned DVDs for all these years, and now they're not good enough because Blu-ray is so much better. And now Blu-ray is being outdone by Blu-ray HD. And then you have the, now Apple TVs and all that. They're upgrading the streaming to 4K.
Yeah.
So it's just like, now I feel like I'm being stupid buying physical medium because it's just going to get outdated, where at least with digital, you have the ability to increase it for maybe a little less money, like maybe a little extra money. But like in some cases, Apple didn't force us to pay more money to get the HD version. I got all the Harry Potter movies for $10, like back when I was about to move here.
Yeah.
I remember I was staying at your house, and they upgraded all of them for free to 4K.
Yeah.
I didn't pay a dime for it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So it's like, well.
And that's the thing. It's just like that with movies, too. I mean, with Netflix, you don't own any of that.
No.
You just pay for their service. I buy all of my movies. Yeah. Well, I don't want to say all of them, but pretty much everything I've bought in the last 2 years has been on an Apple TV.
Yeah, digital.
Yep.
Oh, I did buy the Spider-Man movie. I'm going to watch that. The new one, Homecoming.
I just watched it the other night. It's fantastic.
Yeah, $10 on iTunes. Yeah, there's actually a big sale on iTunes, if you guys didn't know, for the 10-year anniversary of the Avengers movies in theaters, or the Avengers in general. A lot of the movies are like $9.99. Some are $14.99, the new ones, but dude, that's
I went through and bought several. I got Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, got Black Panther, got Spider-Man, got Thor Ragnarok. Also went and bought X-Men Apocalypse. That's not Marvel, but I mean, it is Marvel, but I just wanted to watch it. I've just been sucked into comics now that with Avengers Infinity War coming out. That's all I've been doing. So, but yeah, I went and bought a bunch of them, but they're on iTunes. Yeah. So if iTunes says one day, hey, we're going to pull the plug, we don't want to have this on here anymore.
Yeah. I don't know what we do. Yeah. That would suck. I mean, I don't know. I hope I get tired of entertainment.
I have to give one little gripe, and then we'll close the show.
Okay.
Talking about X-Men, I love the bundle deals that they do.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Like $25, you get 3-4 movies, something, yeah.
So they have all 9 X-Men movies for, I think it was $70.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Of course, I don't really care to have 2 or 3 of them, but
yeah.
Okay, I was thinking $70, but I already own Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
So, am I gonna pay the $70? Because you can't. Yeah. Like, I wish you could buy that bundle and they would just kind of refund that money.
Yeah, like they do with songs. Yeah, they don't always do it. The same. I had Blu-rays of the Dark Knight, or like Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises, but I only had the Dark Knight on iTunes.
Yep.
And now that I'm trying to get away from digital or physical media to digital, they had like a thing that was like, it's $30 to buy all 3 movies.
Yep. Exactly.
Or I had to pay $14.99 for 2 movies.
Exactly.
And I'm like, God, I can't win. I'm forced to buy this movie again.
That's the same thing. So I started going through my head like, okay, what do I really want? And I'm like, but then I end up spending $70 if I buy 4 of them when I could get all 9 of them.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
Nothing. No, I'm just going to keep buying them.
Well, Derek, that's our show.
Oh. All right. See ya.
We enjoyed having Xoch on tonight.
Yep.
Hope you guys will check it out. ToTheEcho.com.
Yep. It'll probably be ToTheEcho.com /episode or EP 11. That's what she'll be under when I get all the stuff up by tomorrow.
And like Derek alluded to, we'll have the blog post up that has all of her links and all of that good stuff. Check us out on Twitter.
Please.
At To The Echo Radio. And Facebook, To The Echo Radio Show. Of course, our lovely host, Spreaker.com, SPREAKER.com. Search for the Sit and Spin Radio Network, and that's where the To The Echo Radio Show is housed, and you can also search for To The Echo Radio Show.
Subscribe, rate, and write a review.
Yeah.
We're also on iHeartRadio now.
We're on iHeartRadio. We're on SoundCloud. So, just Google us.
Yeah,
I mean, we're there. But wherever you go, make sure to subscribe or like it. All of our archives are at Spreaker. At To The Echo, you can always find the most recent show.
That's right.
So, hope you have a great rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
Have a great week.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys Wednesday night at To The Echo Radio Show.
Yes.
I'm Nick O'Kelly.
I'm Derek Daisy.
And this is Slide by Xoch. That is not Slide by Xoch. This is Slide.
Man, she sounds a lot like me. All right, this is...
I fat-fingered that one. Sorry.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. See you next time.